from their undercover Nazi scientists with their knowledge of secret alien technology.
The purpose that they put these Nazis in positions of power was because they wanted to be able to let them feel free to continue to develop a lot of the technologies, because a lot of these Nazis were actually excited and pleased with the technology that they were developing. It was like they had found their life's calling.
All this Nazi technology, not just rockets and jet engines, but according to some people, anti-gravity and even perhaps time travel. All this technology was now in the hands of the US government. And it's at this point onwards that the United States really becomes the dominant power on the face of the earth.
Wernher von Braun and Victor Schauberger are instrumental in the U.S. space program. But once they've shared all their secrets, they become a lot less valuable.
These Nazi scientists had a mixed fate. Victor Schauberger is one of the intriguing characters here, this maverick Austrian inventor, signed away the rights and the patents to all sorts of inventions and discoveries. And within 5 days of being repatriated back to Austria, he was dead. Did he know too much? Was he silenced once he had been debriefed and once the information had been extracted from him and signed away? We don't know. But many of these scientists would be put to work on developing the sorts of technologies that they had been using for the Nazis, turning it into what ultimately became, for example, the Titan rocket. And much of our modern technology that we have even today, with intercontinental ballistic missiles and space rockets, all of that effectively was derived from this Nazi rocket technology.
The most famous of all scientists, of course, was Dr. Wernher von Braun, who became the most prominent person in NASA and designed the Saturn V rockets that were the rockets that took astronauts out of Earth orbit to the moon.
It was von Braun and other top Nazi scientists who had created the V2 program, and when they were brought here, that turned into our rocket program.
The truth is, as you look back at the Apollo space program, it becomes clear that we really didn't have an American rocket program. We had a German rocket program, and without them, we wouldn't have been able to get to the moon, and we most clearly wouldn't have been able to beat the Russians there.
But is it possible that the Nazi connection to extraterrestrial technology runs deeper than mere mechanics and engineering? Perhaps a much more profound nexus to alien intelligence that we can only guess at.
Some people believe that the United States government wanted to use the Nazi scientists to develop the alien technology and potentially contact extraterrestrial civilizations. Some think that when they created NASA, they had two different sides to it. The public front of the space program and the secret program, where they developed black budget alien technologies that the public will never know about.
We may also never know how much the Nazi war machine was influenced by extraterrestrial technology. Technology that nearly turned the tide of World War II.
We must remember the Black Forest UFO crash in 1936 takes place just as Hitler and the Nazis are cementing their power and authority. So one asks the question, could this crash of a UFO, the acquisition of this extraterrestrial technology, have been the deciding factor in making Hitler and his top generals decide to try to conquer the world?
Alien technology came very close to giving Hitler what he needed to win the war in Europe. The capabilities of these weapons and devices, had they been exploited into mass production, would have been devastating to the Americans, and there is no way that the Allies could have possibly caught up
in time to defend themselves against these wonder weapons.
For UFO researchers, the case is convincing that alien technology inspired Nazi Germany's wonder weapons and NASA's space program. A seed planted in the Black Forest that would forever change life on Earth.
It roams the mountains, attacking